everyone, and welcome to the Halloween edition card spreads. I'm so excited for Halloween, and so I'm going to go ahead and share my excitement by doing a Halloween tarot spread. In this spread, we're going to go over 8 different areas of our life. It's going to be something to focus on until the end of this year and going into 2025. Crazy, 2025 time flies so fast. I was more amazed when it turned 2020 because I was like, 2020, that's insane sounding. You know, so used to like 2008, 2006, 2002, 2012, 2014. I don't know. Anyway, so we have a trick. So it's like where to shake myself up, a treat, where to treat myself, something precious, something sweet and wonderful to be present for, something powerful, a source of strength and ability to tap into, something funny, where to lighten up, something unsettling, where to stretch out of my comfort zone, a remembrance, something from the past to honor or reflect on, which is the theme of All Hallows Eve anyway, and a thrill, something scary but rewarding to try. So for pile 1, by the way, I finally got my Sony camera, so I'm trying out this, bring it in close. Whoa, that autofocus is amazing. You guys, I'm being spoiled now. And I didn't even have to light as much this time as I did with my old Panasonic. I'm so excited for this sensor. Let's go. Anyway, so pile 1 is Past Phantasma. Sorry. Glare. And that one is going to be with, there we go, with this carnelian, I can't talk. It almost looks like a crazy like universe inside of a universe inside of a universe, like all these layers, which is pretty cool. Look at this side. Whoa. All right. Pile 2, we have Veneno, which means poison, I believe. This is Spanish American made this deck, so I'm trying my best. I'm trying not to butcher my Spanish words. And then this is Red Jasper. It's got the fun little cross lines. And then we have the Pentacle, Oneness, which is all that the universe is, and Goldstone. Alright, so go ahead and take a moment and pick your pile. Now that you've chosen your pile, go ahead and click it in the timestamp to get to your reading below. Alright, pile 1, so you guys have Phantasma with the carnelian, and I'm going to see what the book says about Phantasma, or the flyer, what do I want to call this? So it says, the past, it can be your past, or someone else's past, or an ancestor sending you message from beyond. Alright, so it's saying like past is the theme. So it could be I think it's a correlation of your past experiences, your family's past experiences, kind of the trauma, or, you know, like what gets passed down upon generations. You're feeling that heaviness and you're feeling it affect your life. And it doesn't mean it has to be in a negative way. It could also be more of just, you're just feeling it as part of your identity and who you are. You're feeling all of it kind of tower around you, like you have it as an integral part of how you react and interact within the world. And, you know, it's not always a negative thing. I think it's also like a lot of what a part of life is building that history and building that tradition and building everything from the past that piles on to where we are now. And that's not necessarily what we would call a bad thing. But it is important to make sure to keep that in balance and, realize that we are, that is a part of us and everything. But, we're here to be our own unique individual part of this whole. So, as in, like, we don't have to let that control everything. So today, for the tarot deck, we're going to be using the Halloween Tarot. Also, please like and subscribe to support this channel for more fun videos. I think I accidentally left some of my deck at my job. Oh no. Oh no, here it is. Never mind, I didn't. Okay. I was doing stuff. I'm creating a tarot planner. And yeah, the artwork of this is so cool. So the tarot planner, basically I'm gonna have like a week for, each week of the year. And I pull a tarot card and an oracle and do like a mini reading for each week to meditate on. And then I'm also gonna put a link to a like advice video. I'm trying to make sure they're not longer than like 20 minutes. They're usually shorter than that. For each week, and then there's a space for you to pull your own tarot and oracle, and then whatever you need to get done for the week. So I'm working on that, and I want to give them out, but whenever it's finished I'll work on that. It's still in a working progress here. So I think, let me see how many I am pulling. 8. So we're gonna go ahead and pull our 8. And see what our treat is. Woo! Something precious. Something powerful. Something funny. Something unsettling. A remembrance. A thrill. And then we're going to pull an oracle for each. So for this deck, we're using a witching hour, kind of Halloween theme. It's like knocking everything over. so we're going to start with where to shake myself up. Here we go. So we have the Four of Ghosts, which is supposed to be the Four of Cups, the Magician in reverse, and we have Salt, boundaries. Also, the artwork is so cool, so I'll let you look at it. So you could be feeling as if you're being pushed in a way that, in a direction that you may not want to go in. That could be like career-wise, or like any type of life choices or your own opinions. It's almost like it's hard to tell the fine line between your own and other people's. Like, it's hard to kind of choose. Like, they might have you second guessing what you believe and about the world and how it works, and so it could be confusing you. So I think what the best thing to do is just learning, you know, I think it's all about learning your boundaries and finding out, like, what is it that suits you more. Deciding how you feel about things is kind of like a focus on like what needs to be worked on. I think having that time to focus on just being conscious. And I hope you know what I mean by that. So to be conscious is more like being aware in the future. I mean, not in the future, sorry, in the present. Being aware of the present moment and what you're doing in the present, and just being like that observer. And kind of just like honing in on like who you are as a consciousness, not like as the ego, which is the feelings, thoughts, perceptions. It's more of like just your awareness of what's going on. And I think if you hone in that a little bit, you'll feel more centered. And from there, I think your intuition will be able to pick up, you know, what it is that you truly believe. Like, you'll be able to feel it everywhere in your body. Like, you'll feel the reaction, and you'll just be more aware of it. And so it will declutter all these other voices and opinions, and you can kind of hone in more on yours if you kind of practice this conscious awareness. So I think it's going to help you. All right, let me see. Number 2, a treat. Where to treat yourself. So we have 6 of Imps, which I'm going to guess is wands. And then we have Deep Bonds. Aw. Really, I think, you know, it's just kind of, I think it's more focusing on the connections in your life versus like not having to focus more on how successful you are. I think that if you're able to focus more on, you know, the beautiful, I really think it could be like, it's really inferring a pet, because in this card, this little imp right here is holding a cat, and this one's holding like a little wolf, like a dog. Like, so if you own a pet, I think it's just about enjoying your time with them and while you're here with them. And I think finding like the wholeness and peacefulness within that, and kind of releasing so much focus on success with career and like where you're going in life, and kind of more focus on your little pets and animals, or just your relationships amongst other people. Then we have something sweet and wonderful to be present for. Queen of Imps and 4 of Bats. Your card is enter at your own risk. Pause and 4 bats. Come on. So yeah, I think something to be present for is just like to enjoy your rest as much as you enjoy your work. And so I think it just all comes back to having that present consciousness, like always being present and conscious within what you're doing. So while you're working, let yourself be engulfed with that and enjoying what you're doing and creating. But while you're resting, allow yourself to be engulfed in that as well and enjoy just like the peacefulness of the quiet, or just like being able to give your body and mind a break. And, you know, just like don't overwhelm yourself with thinking like, oh my God, what am I going to do next? Or then, you know, like for work, like how am I going to progress? What am I going to do tomorrow? What about, you know, just kind of releasing that and just enjoying the present of relaxing. And then the same with while working. Don't be like, oh, I can't wait for tomorrow when I'm going to be off and I can sleep in and whatever. Like, don't even worry about that. Just like pay attention to like what you're doing in the moment and doing it the best that you possibly can. I think that's great. All right, next we have a source of strength. So this is something powerful. 7 of Pumpkins. As above, so below. Manifestation. Yep. So it's just kind of like finding, you know, power within what you're creating for yourself and what you're doing. I think that you're going on the right path and like investing in the right thing. I think, you know, but just kind of focusing on like knowing that if you put the effort and work out there, it's going to come back down. Like if you're putting it into the universe, like within your thoughts and like your actions and progression forward towards it, it's knowing that like just doing that is going to help cultivate it into your life. And I think you're having like, right now you might be having like so many like distractions and doubts, and I think that feels like it's never going to happen, that it's never going to, you know, it's never going to flower and come into fruition. But in reality, it is, like, it will, and you just have to continue to put it out there, and the universe will bring it back down towards you. That's how things are created. They start with a thought. Next, we have something funny, where to lighten up. Judgment. Book of Spells, learn. Alright, so where to line up is to kind of like forgive yourself for any mistakes that you make. Don't look down upon yourself for like not knowing something or doing something wrong. Like, we're all humans. We're all going to make mistakes. We're here to learn. That's the purpose of us being here on this earth. So I think just giving yourself a little bit more grace and like knowing like, hey, yeah, we're going to mess up. We're going to go in the wrong direction. We're going to get lost, but we're here to learn, and kind of focus on the process of learning and adding things to your toolbox, and don't focus on them. You know, focus on the mistakes in a way of saying like, okay, and now I know what not to do, or now I know how to do it, and kind of focusing on that instead of using it as like a scorecard and be like, oh, I did this many things wrong. Yeah, I did like 2 things right, but I did like 10 things wrong. Well, you know, that's where you're going to have a lot of your learning in. And so, you know, that's what this experience is here for. And so, yeah, just don't give yourself, lighten up about it. Don't give yourself a hard time about it. Next one is something unsettling, where to stretch out of your comfort zone. 3 of Imps. And stagnation, mud and mob. This is like, these cards go perfectly together, like literally. Yeah, so like don't feel like you have to be stuck in the same cycles all the time, like feeling like you're not progressing onto something new. Like, put yourself out there. I think this comes back to like this manifestation card, as above so below. If there's something that you really want to do but you don't think you have a chance, just or like you don't even know where to start about it. Like this, like you don't even know anything about it, and you're like, oh, you're starting from like zero, starting from scratch, starting from like a blank slate from it. Well, don't let that fear of that stop you. We're here to learn and we're here to grow. And so kind of just like release too much fear of the unknown and kind of just wander out into it, because once you wander out to it, it will now be known. It will no longer be unknown. And that's some of the funness of life, is not knowing how it's going to turn out and just like trying things out and putting yourself, out there and seeing how it goes. Next, we have remembrance, something from the past to honor and reflect on. Two of bats, prying eyes. Someone has their eyes on you. So I think that really this is interesting, because I feel like both of these people are blinded. Like, she doesn't notice that someone's watching her, and then she doesn't know what choice to make, because this is the Two of Swords. So I think it's all about like also remembering like how far you've come, all the trials and tribulations that you have overcome to get into this moment. And I think like it's just kind of giving yourself some credit for that. And, you've had to overcome some things. You had to overcome tough decisions. You've had to overcome, people who didn't have the best intentions for you. And you've made it past through all of that. And you're doing fine. And you're progressing forward. And I think just giving yourself some credit upon that. And that itself should, warrant some trust within yourself, and knowing that like I've made decisions in the past that have gotten to me to where I am today. I've been able to escape anything negative that tried to come for me, and I'm continuing forward, and I should trust myself within that, because I've done it before. I can continue to do it and make better choices along the way, and even like continue to escape any kind of negative energy like that. And then last but not least, we have something scary but rewarding to try. Page of Ghosts, okay. And reunion, interesting. I mean, I think it's just all about expressing your feelings and allowing the relationships in your life, the people that you do care about, allowing that trust to let them in. I think that even that could even include a romantic relationship, allowing one into your life if it is someone that you're interested in. But you're like, it's like another thing. It's like more unknown. How is this going to go, and how is this going to play out? And I think it's just like, or it could be a long, past friend. It doesn't necessarily have to be all about reunions, even though we do have reunion. I think the reunion could even be you with your emotional side and allowing yourself to be more vulnerable and open, even though you've been through hurtful things in the past. It's kind of realizing, you stand in your power, and you can literally manifest and create whatever life that you want, and just allowing, yourself to love other people and allowing them in, and not just like putting up a wall and pushing them out. I think it's just, this is coming back to allowing yourself to be a participant with the other living creatures in life. Don't isolate yourself from that. All right, pile one, those are all the messages that I have for you. I hope there was something helpful in this. Have a happy Halloween. Stay sentient, stay kind. Bye. Hello, pile two, and welcome to your reading. We have the Veneno. If I'm reading that wrong, I'm so sorry. And the red jasper. Woo-hoo. Red jasper in the house. All right, so we're going to go ahead and read what Veneno says. Expulsion to purge of a toxic relationship or remove negativity. Ooh. So if you feel like there is any negative energy around you, that be it your own thoughts, or that be it an energy around you of someone at work, a relationship, family, whatever it may be, it is time to purge from that. It's time to release. It's time to take time away from that type of energy. It's time to refill your cup and expel the poison and renew it with refreshing water. All right, so I already pulled some cards for you guys, so we're going to go ahead and go through what we got here. The first theme is a trick, where to shake myself up. All right, so for you, we have the Queen of Pumpkins. And we have the Oracle as above, so below. So you are kind of being challenged to manifest more of your daydreams and what you've been wanting. I think for this, you know, not only is it bringing forth action to help come into fruition of what you've been dreaming and wanting, but it also comes in actually truly believing in yourself and that you can do it. You being kind to yourself along the way for any parts that you get stuck on, any frustrations, any obstacles. I think it's giving yourself grace through that and just being kind to yourself, loving, and continuing to focus on your end goal. And it doesn't have to be like the path to get there will not always be easy, and that's okay. It's not about an easy grab. It's not about an easy bringing forth. It's more of allowing yourself the space to grow and bring it and cultivate it into your life, essentially. And so I think it's just all about really being kind and loving to yourself along the way. It doesn't have to be here, now, period. It can be more of, this is the person and this is the life that I am becoming. This is what I'm bringing in. This is what I'm adding to the world. And I think focusing on that kind of inner journey along the way of what you're bringing out into the physical, and it's about focusing on your own spiritual and inner journey growth while doing that. Okay. So next we have a treat, where to treat yourself. So we have Page of Pumpkins and King of Bats. Well, Page of Pumpkins in reverse. And we have the Hanging Bones, seeing the signs. So yeah, I mean, I think this is also reflecting your other one, your trick. I think your treat is another reflection of that. You know, it's really all about allowing yourself to enjoy those studies. I feel like, you know, all the decisions that you're making and bring forth, like, I know that you can tell that you have control of your life and you're heading it in the direction that you would like. But sometimes you're wondering if you're coming across the information that you need to create it, and you're having doubts that you're going to be able to fully manifest it into here. But really, you know, you're being asked to kind of like really reach out to your spiritual side and look for signs and paths, and you'll be surprised that the information that you need at the time will come to you the time that you need it. You know, and I'm like, this is like such a dumb example, but my example for me is that I made this tie-dye shirt that I didn't like how it came out. It was with my friends, and I thought it just looked like scrubs to me. I wasn't a fan of how it came out. And so I was like, okay, how can I make this shirt cooler? I was like, you know what? I'm going to put a wolf on this shirt. So in the past, I've spray painted to create art. So I spray painted the wolf on there. But then quickly, soon after, it faded off. And I'm like, okay, well, I have to imprint it in a different way because that wolf is basically gone. I was like, what do I do? And then while I'm at work, I'm like trying to clean up the paint closet, and the paint one of the cans just spills all over my pants. And then I try to get it out, try to wash it, whatever, and then it's like forever on those pants. It's like huge. And I'm like, that's it. I should just use regular paint to paint this wolf and it would stay. And so that's what I did, and it worked. So it's like that kind of thing. It's like the information that you need will come when you need it. And it may seem like a disastrous thing, like, you know, someone would be like, oh my god, my pants are ruined, the paint, like, you know, I didn't look at it as a disastrous thing, like as that aha moment. All right, there's my paint pants story if you ever wanted to know. Okay. So now we have something precious, something sweet and wonderful to be present for. We have the Three of Ghosts. Aww. Bewitched, you're under spell. Aww. Okay, so yeah, you're being asked to really truly enjoy the relationships that you have in life, whether it be your friends or a romantic partner who is also can be like considered a friend. Truly, you guys, it seems like you have some beautiful bonds and connections, and like you feel like you're truly a part of a group and you're truly united and you guys have each other's back. You guys, it just seems like you're inseparable, honestly. And so I think it's really about allowing yourself to enjoy those moments that you have with them and be fully enriched and let them fill your cups as you're hanging out with them. Honestly, it's just allowing it to happen and like indulging in the oxytocin that comes during the time you spend together. So next we have something powerful, a source of strength and the ability to tap into. So this is our source of strength. We have 9 of Imps in reverse and 10 of Imps in reverse. Okay. Learn. Okay. So I think our source of strength is just having more information. I think that it's going to take away some of the burden. I think it's going to feel like overwhelming. Things are overwhelming when you are uncertain about them. And like, you know that you're ready to cultivate it within your life. You're ready to build a life around this venture that you feel passionate about. But a lot of it has a lot of learning. And part of learning is action. It's like, you know, you get some background knowledge of it, but then you have to dabble in it and make those mistakes and go from there. And then once you make those mistakes, then you're like, okay, then you find the spots that you're missing, that you didn't study, that you didn't know was part of the process. And then you can more directly look into, okay, the gaps that you're missing. And then you'll be able to get a fuller picture, and then you'll be able to develop it even more. And so I think that is kind of how the learning process works. So we get a little bit of background knowledge in the beginning, and then we try it out, and then we find the gaps, and then we get more knowledge. So yeah, it's just having that process down is going to be your strength. It's just like, you know, allowing yourself the space to know that, like, even if you study ahead of time, you're not going to know everything, and mistakes will be made. So next we have something funny, where to lighten up. The 9 of Pumpkins and herbs, nourishment. So yeah, I mean, I think this all comes back to giving yourself grace, like even if it's taking a long time to bring into life what you want. It's like kind of nourishing your soul and yourself, and realizing that you're doing this because it's something that you love and something that you care about, and it has nothing to do with how you're perceived or what your worth is. It's all about something that you truly are passionate about and love. So I think that's going to bring in a lot of peacefulness. There we go. So we have something unsettling, where to stretch out my comfort zone. Five of Imps, magnificence. So yeah, again, I think this is honestly coming back to ourselves, like allowing ourselves to see us highly, to see yourself highly, and to start giving more grace. Stop allowing these like fighting thoughts of saying like, I'm unworthy, I can never do this, I like whatever, and giving yourself a hard time of past mistakes. I think it's just like allowing yourself to release that and kind of like focus more on what an amazing, beautiful being you are, and like why you're here. And you know, you were created because you're a part of this. You're part of this oneness. You're part of this fun thing that we call life, or this crazy thing, whatever we want to call life. But you're a part of that, and kind of having fun with it. It's meant to have fun with. It's not meant to be a make or break of who you are and what you're worth. It's meant to be able to manifest different things onto this planet and see how, you know, the cause and effect adds into the natural vibrations of how everything works. So next we have something unsettling, where to stretch out of your comfort zone. Oh, that's what that was. Never mind. You know what? Psh, don't listen to me. This one's a remembrance, something from the past to reflect and honor. King of Imps. Witch of the Woods, retreat. So yeah, I think it's about like enjoying all the things that you have done and how far you have come, and kind of like giving yourself a vacation, have some fun, like do things that are like hobbies, exploring new places, like, you know, seeing that like those experiences will also add on to like future ideas of new things that you want to create. I think having fun and like giving yourself a break kind of like helps to reset you and push you forward. And it's kind of like giving yourself, I think you should give yourself like your own little party or your own little celebration for all that you've done. I think that's gonna make a huge difference as well. So yeah, just kind of like, you know, if no one else is there, which I think other people are there because we have the Three of Ghosts here to celebrate you and all that you've done, you should do that for yourself as well. And last but not least, we have a thrill, something scary but rewarding to try. Two of Ghosts and Justice in reverse, and deepening bonds. And this was something scary but rewarding to try. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I really do think this is balancing your relationship between your spiritual side and your physical, earthly side. So we have our spiritual side that is a part of this, which is your first card, as below, so above, so below. So this is your spiritual side, which is above, and that's part of the oneness consciousness that exists in the universe. Like why we're here, we're part of nothingness, we're part of just one object. There's no separation, right? And so I think we need to have more of a balance between being a part of that oneness and then being a part of this so below, which is our earthly form. So this so it's like we are parts of something, but we're not a part of each other. And so it's kind of like just being your part, right? It's really just allowing like that, being your part of the whole, and really just embracing that and really enjoying that. I think that is going to be like finding a balance between the two, and I think is going to help you tremendously. And it can be, you know, scary to kind of have that separateness, and because, you know, you do have strong bonds, and I think that is very, very lovely, but it's kind of like finding your own path and finding your own way, and being gentle with that is going to be a big thing. You know, just as like you don't give how you like view people in your life that you love. Yeah, no, I think this is more about being able to do that for yourself as well. All right, pile 2, these are all the messages that I have for you. Hope you have a happy Halloween, and stay sentient, stay kind. Bye. Hello, pile 3. If you chose Pentacle, oneness, and Sorry, cat hair. Goldstone. Boop. You know what it looks like. Alright, this is your pile. I'm gonna go ahead and read what Pentacle has to say. So it says, oneness, completeness, a strong sense of spiritual connection. The pentacle is a symbol of protection. It is a universal symbol of the witch. Alright, so you could be feeling more connected to your spiritual side more than usual. You could be seeing signs from your spiritual team, your higher self, and your spirit guides. So I feel like you're able to, it just seems like you're very well enveloped in your spiritual side, which is great. It is carrying you through life currently, as it should. So first we're going to take a look at where to shake myself up. And that is a trick. Alrighty. So we have, so I can't tell if it's in focus here. There we go. We have a 7 of pumpkins. And the spell is cast. Let go. Right, so I think it's about, like, you know, of course what you've created so far is something great to look upon and to enjoy and appreciate, but it's also allowing yourself to move on from that and go on to the next chapter of your life. Like, I think that it's great that you're admiring what you have built for yourself, which you should. And also there's another pentacle here, so you have a lot of guidance and protection here. So whatever it may be, whatever you're having to ever let go of, or whatever you are building, you have that spirit guide watching over you and with you at all times. So I feel like you are heavily loved and supported right now. I don't know if there's like a huge change happening in your life, and it's something regarding the physical realm. So that could be with health, it could be with finances, relationships, anything around that kind of realm in the physical. It seems like there's a huge change happening, and I think spirit is coming through to tell you that you are protected and you are being guided along the way. You're not going through this alone. And so yeah, it's just allowing yourself to continue to move forward in life and trust that you are being protected and guided through it. For our second card, we have a treat, where to treat myself. We have 10 of imps. I'm trying to remember. I think imps is wands, maybe? I think imps is wands. And dance freedom. Wow. So I think it's just like allowing yourself to not feel like you're taking too much on, too many burdens, and knowing that like spirit is taking some of them too, and feeling some sense of relief and freedom. Know that you are a free spirit in this life, and that you are here to enjoy and have fun, and that you're not here to take all of the pressures of life and all the ups and downs that it brings. You're not here to carry it on your own. You have your little partner with you who is also taking some of the burden with you. And so just knowing that you're not alone through it, and you're here to enjoy it and to enjoy what exists. You know, your spirit chose to be here, to be a part of this life form. And so, you know, just knowing that fact, kind of just allowing yourself to enjoy the process, the good and bad, the pendulum swing of the ups and downs of negative and positive emotions, I think is going to be, the key to allowing yourself to just enjoy life a little bit more, and knowing that you're not alone in that. And pendulum also infers to change. So it's like things are constantly changing. Nothing stays the same forever. There's a saying that goes like, if you go into a river, the water that hits you in that moment will not be the same water that hits you ever again. Like the exact way that those molecules form, those exact particles will never be exactly the same and hit you exactly the same way as it does in that one moment. So things are constantly in change, and that's part of the pendulum. It's part of like things might be good for a while, but then they'll swing back to bad, but you know they're going to swing back to good. And so that's just how it works, and kind of having awareness of that and not letting it get to you, instead using that to your advantage is the way to go. All right, next we have something precious, something sweet and wonderful to be present for. We have the Hermit, awesome, and Ascension. Wow, these actually like go perfectly together. So yeah, something to be grateful for is, I think, is realizing since you are being close to your spiritual side right now, is just really embracing that and really doing that exploration and really letting it completely take over your way of looking at life and going through it, and kind of you're seeing some of the way that the universe is operating, especially from like the spiritual side, and how we're operating from below in this living realm. And so I think that is, I don't know why I'm having a hard time. Sorry, I keep blinking on what I'm reading for. Something sweet and wonderful to be present for. Yeah. So just being in that awareness of your spiritual side and moving through that as you go through your experiences is going to change how you experience it. It's going to make things seem more wondrous and exciting, and like you know that you kind of have the power to, like, you know the laws of how it works, and so you have the power to use those laws to your advantage and create what you want to, while being, you know, respecting the laws, knowing that it's going to happen no matter what. We can't control everything, but we can use what is out of our control and kind of use it to our advantage of what is in our control. And just really enjoying the process through it all and seeing life as like a magical adventure as it is. Another pentacle, guys. Pentacles are your sign. All right. So next we have something powerful, a source of strength and an ability to tap into. We have the Emperor, the King of Imps. And then we have stagnation. So I think that, like, maybe in our life we feel like we're not really planning out what we want to do in the best way possible. We feel like we're not able to propel forward because we're not sure, like, what to include within our plan. But secretly, you know, I think that we do have strength within that to figure it out. I think that if we continue to focus on the spiritual side, naturally you'll become more excited and empowered to go in different directions, to learn a new skill. Like, I feel like it'll be a natural draw that you have once you truly allow yourself to feel the spiritual side and feel that extra protection and love and guidance. And I think that will help bring some peace. And when you're at peace, then you wanting to make plans and move forward doesn't have anything to do with you having to prove anything, or it doesn't have to do with anything like the pressure of feeling like you have to keep up with everyone else. It has nothing to do with that, and more to do with what are your interests and what brings you happiness and excitement, and kind of following that. And I think once you start doing that, naturally a structure will form of, okay, what can I do next? How can I make this more a part of my life? And how can I create the life that I want? I think that will bring you out of this feeling of stagnation that you could possibly be feeling that you're in right now. And I think that might be because it's coming from more of a place of not what you love, and more of a place of trying to keep up with everyone else. And I think releasing that is going to help you. All right, so nothing. So now we have something funny, which is where to lighten up. We have the Three of Ghosts in reverse and manifestation. All right, so maybe you're having a hard time within, and this could be this big change that's happening in your life, but you could be having a hard time somewhere within connecting with relationships, and that you could be feeling alone. Like you could be feeling like, okay, I do have this connection with the spiritual side, but when it comes to people on this earth, I feel a little disconnected. And so I think just continuing to realize that we are, again, part of this oneness, which is part of being the spiritual side and connecting with that, and being a part of the consciousness and the awareness of what's happening, and realizing that we're all different parts of a whole. Allow yourself to feel connected with people. I think that even though that is something that it seems like you are currently struggling with, I think just realizing that they're a part of you, because you're a part of life and they are a part of life, and so we have that in common. We're here just trying to make it through this and survive and have fun, and trying to find people that you feel have the best intentions for you, and you feel that you can enjoy spending time with them, that they bring out the best side of you, that they're bringing in more positivity in life and the focus on things in life that you would like to focus on. And just watch of the outer influences that they have, and I think that naturally you'll find people that are more like-minded once you start going out and doing the things that you love. I think you'll find people who are similar and they love that too, and you'll make more connections. So next we have something unsettling, where to stretch out of my comfort zone. Nine of Bats, Ten of Bats in reverse, and respecting spirit. So yeah, even though I feel like you're in the spiritual, you're connected with the spiritual realm, I think you might be missing some trust within it. So I think that as you're going through these hard times and this hard transition, it's causing a lot of doubt and suffering, and it's like, you're wanting to find some comfort in the spiritual realm, which is why you're trying to connect with them more. But even though you're wanting to find it, it seems like as if deep down inside you still don't fully trust it. You don't fully trust that you're going to be taken care of. Like, it's like you want to believe that, and you're kind of like forcing that belief within yourself to possibly, you're hoping that it'll manifest if you continue to force it, but just kind of like actually allow it, saying like, I know that I'm going to be taken care of, and that what's happening is what's best for me and my higher good, and what's best for the universe and the universe's higher good, and I trust within that. And I'm here to, go through this dark night of the soul to connect even more with spirit, and so that I can come out with a new perspective and even stronger than how I was going in, and having that kind of deep and loving trust, and knowing that the best intentions are in there for you, even though you're having such a hard time. Okay. Next we have remembrance, something from the past to honor or reflect on. So we have the Star, and we have prying eyes. So yeah, I think it's just, again, allowing that new healing state. I feel like possibly in the past you didn't allow that healing when you were betrayed, when someone was treating you wrong. I think you didn't fully heal from that. It causes you to be more untrusting of other people, which is why we might have this Three of Ghosts in reverse here. So I think it's causing some distrust, some walls going up, some isolation here. So I think it's allowing yourself to heal this time. And that comes again with like trusting spirit, trusting that knowing what's best, trusting your own intuition when you're meeting people, doing more things that you love and care about will bring more people that are like-minded like you, and just allowing yourself to realize that you are still lovable, you are still capable, you are, we're all here. Sorry, my throat. We're all here to learn and to grow, and know that you are, I'm trying to think of the word, I can't think of the word right now, but anyway, just knowing that you are a part of this beautiful spirit, and allowing yourself, to continue to actually trust that guidance, and knowing that we made a few wrong turns, but that doesn't mean we're going to have that for the rest of our life. We're going to find people that are for us. They will come in. I think really just connecting with spirit and yourself and having that love truly be bounded together and strong will continue to attract people who will feel the same towards you. I think that's part of the manifestation process, is being able to bring that within yourself, for yourself, and with spirit included. And I think that will help your light shine even more and attract the little flies of the people that actually care and genuinely love you. Now we have something scary but rewarding to try. So our last but not least, Knight of Bats, Seven of Bats, Secrets, which is interesting. You have Seven of Bats and Secret, which is Seven of Swords and Secrets. Skirting around something. So I think it's just really facing what you truly feel and think about yourself and the situations that you're going through. I think journaling and just being honestly vulnerable, knowing okay, I'm going to be vulnerable with myself right now. I'm really going to sit here and think about how I feel and what thoughts are going through my mind, get it out on paper, release it, and then you can face it, and you'll know how to, okay, where can I go from here? How can I, work on healing this? How can I work on this? What steps can I take forward from here? And I think just allowing to really be vulnerable and true with yourself, and no longer trying to push it away. Don't try to numb it by distracting yourself with other things. Don't try to overcompensate with it by going out of your way to do more in one area, and this 10 of imps, right? Feeling like you have to perform or whatever, to make up for oh, they're wrong about me, so I'm gonna prove them wrong. Releasing all that kind of things and just being honest with yourself about how you feel and what you think. It will help you create a more stable mindset, because then you'll be able to actually observe and take a look at what's really going on underneath the surface. And from there, I think that you'll be able to create more of a healing foundation, a truly healing foundation of what steps you need to do going forward from there. All right, pile 3, those are all the messages that I have for you. I hope that everything for you gets better and works itself out, and that you can enjoy the Halloween spooky holidays. Stay Zendy and stay kind. Bye.